But let's go to Bill Plaschke, friend of the show, LA Times columnist, longtime columnist.
I've known him since the 90s, Chris. I've known him forever.
Did a long form story with Jeannie Buss the other day in LA Times. She talked about the state of the team. And today on the Doug Gottlieb show, he dropped some bombs. Here he is.
I've heard that Phil would like LeBron traded. I've just heard that. But I've got nothing to back that up. No on-the-record stuff to back that up. But I think Phil, I do know that Phil would like them to keep Westbrook and try to make it work with him.
All right. Rob, first of all, I don't think if you're Bill Plaschke, you say that if you don't think there's some legitimacy to it.
I'm with you, Chris.
You don't just, we've both been in that situation where you talk to people off the record and you hear all types of stuff. I would only say something like that. Even he couched it, like it's not a report, it's not on the record, but you wouldn't even say it if you didn't believe it, meaning your source must be pretty good. And I'm telling you what people are thinking. I don't know if this is the case, Rob, but it's the natural thought process is, hold up, he just had a long sit down with Jeannie Buss, who used to date Phil Jackson, still friends with Phil Jackson.
Hello.
She told him. I don't know if she did or not, but that's what your natural thought process is, right?
Right. I think she still pushes Phil's wheelchair. Is that not true? Oh, no, I'm sorry. No.
Lillian.
No, but Chris, you're right. Why wouldn't you think that? You would think that. And to put it out there, I just think when you're on national radio, you're saying, hey, Phil wants LeBron traded, but I can't. I mean, to right. Say that but I can't. I don't have any sources to confirm that or whatever, but that's what I'm hearing.
Right,
I'm hearing that, right. I'm like, wow.
All right, so to me, Rob, this is Exhibit F. I don't know, Exhibit G, whatever. That Phil Jackson, a phenomenal coach. You probably just got to give him the credit as the best ever with 11 rings. Whether you want to argue, he always had Jordan, Pippen, Shaq, Kobe, whatever, 11 rings. All right, and nobody else won with those guys. It shows that as great a coach as he was, I don't think he knows anything about running a team. He ran a team. New York Knicks, I think 2014 to 2017.
Yeah, he ran it into the ground is what he did.
Absolutely. It was in the ground when he got it, and he stayed in the ground.
He dug it even deeper.
He fired Mike Woodson, who had led them the year before the firing to the second round of the playoffs. Only time they've been that far in 2 decades.
So he got rid of him. Right.
Replaced him with Derek Fisher. Mistake. Didn't go well.
No, right.
But replaced Derek Fisher with Kurt Rambis. Mistake. Didn't go well. Replaced Kurt Rambis with Jeff Hornacek. Mistake. Did not go well. And now, if you said you want to trade LeBron James, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that makes sense. But what makes it worse, Rob, is you said I want to trade LeBron James, according to Bill Plaschke, or whoever
right.
told you. And keep Russell Westbrook.
Thank you.
Like, what? That's the... And here's the... And this is the last thing, and then the floor is yours, Rob. I get if Phil Jackson, we know he's had issues with LeBron personally, right? He referred to Maverick Carter, Rich Paul, and, Randy Mims. That's LeBron's... those are his guys. He referred to them as LeBron's posse. They took major offense to it, even thought maybe it had racial undertones. And they've kind of... Those two, LeBron and Phil Jackson just haven't seen eye to eye ever since. But if you want to say, okay, Phil Jackson was a triangle guy, moved the basketball, nobody's ball dominant. Jordan was not ball dominant. He shot a ton, but he never just dribbled for 15, 20 seconds routinely. If you want to say LeBron's not his type of guy because he is ball dominant, okay. But what ruins that argument, Rob, is you want to keep Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook's ball dominant too and not nearly as smart basketball-wise as LeBron. So Rob, exhibit F that Phil Jackson shouldn't be running your basketball team.
Did he watch Westbrook play at all this past year? I mean, to say that if you of anything, that if you say you want to get rid of LeBron and you know what I mean, Chris, I could buy that. But LeBron and Westbrook, and we're going to build around AD.
Right.
I'll buy that.
Right.
But Westbrook, like to work around him, I don't see it. And I'm with you. Phil Jackson was a great coach. No one's taken anything away from him. He even won a championship with Albany and the CBA, which no longer exists, okay?
Yep.
So I'm not going to, Chris, talk about him as a coach, but you just said it. Exhibit A was the New York Knickerbockers, and he was bad. He made bad decisions.
Yep.
Rambis, Derek Fisher, just keep dipping into the Laker pool. How many times are you going to do that? How many times?
Absolutely. Well, and this was the point, and we kind of talked about it with Jeannie Buss. I mean, my goodness, it's just friends. Obviously, Phil, they dated for years. Kurt Rambis played for her father, right? When he played with Showtime, worked for Phil in New York, is great friends with Phil. And Linda Rambis is great friends with Jeannie for 40 years. I mean, Rob Pelinka is Kobe's age. Like, get somebody in there that's not down with the crew. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be a fresh voice.
It's like a remake of an NBC hit comedy series. Friends. Right. Everybody's friends, Chris. I mean, stop.
Right. That would have really been good tomorrow on TV Theme Song Thursday.
Exactly. But you know, Chris, that's a bad thing. And you know this even in business. Everybody can't be a relative. Like, unless you wanted a small family business. I'm talking about corporate America. People frown on that if you would have hired all your family. Oh, no, my brother is going to be the VP and my sister's going to be this and my uncle's going to... No. Even if you're the boss, people would frown on that kind of behavior. It's bad.
Absolutely.
And to put all your friends and whatnot in these positions where no one's willing to check you, Chris, and say, no, this is bad. I know because I've worked at 2 other organizations and we didn't do business like that. You know, like that's what you need. Because sometimes you could be insulated and think that, you know, this is how it's done everywhere. No, it's not.
And look, that is how the Lakers have been run. Okay, but they've been fortunate just to have great players. Let's just keep it real, Rob. They've had the greatest players in the league. I mean, it's not even close. No team has had Wilt Chamberlain, Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, Kareem, Magic, Shaq. It's ridiculous. Now they got LeBron. But they haven't been run like a machine like a lot of teams in the NBA. And it's worked for them, but it's a little bit of a different league now.